we're gonna do this all live for the whole duration. So let's go ahead and get into this, shall we? Oh my god, he hit so hard. So like you saw earlier, we're gonna be doing Final Fantasy Tactics or Lines. It is minimum battles. I'm gonna do my absolute best to beat the game without doing any extra grinding, anything like that. And we're gonna see just how far it goes and how far I can get. I'm pretty confident I can beat the game. I have a lot of experience in Final Fantasy, at least this particular one. So we're gonna see what we can make happen here. The game does get really hard later on, and it's pretty difficult. It's definitely not easy by any means. There's definitely gonna be some roadblocks on the way. A lot of the story pieces, they scale to certain levels that you might not actually have. Like later end levels, you could be really underleveled, and enemies could be much stronger. Sorry about that, guys. We have to apologize. Amazon doesn't sleep, man, so they always come to the door. It looks like this is pretty much over. This is the first battle. Of course, it's super easy with with the two fucking knights. They're crazy strong. And that'd be the end of the first battle right there.
Princess!
This way. Be quick. And try making a little less noise.
I'll not take orders from you!
You've quite a mouth on you, princess. Forgive me. 'Tis your birth and faith that wrong you, not I.
Hold there!
Is it truly him?
It cannot be!
Delita, he lives? But why does he fight under the banner of Duke Goltana?
just a couple things to note, guys. I will be doing all that I can be doing in the game. I'll be trying to get all the secret characters, unlocking secret jobs if possible, and just going straight forward. And we're also we'll also be not skipping any of the cutscenes for anyone that hasn't seen any of this, and I'll go ahead and read most of the text for you. I won't read anything like this because this is pretty slow and y'all guys can probably read that one yourselves, but when it comes to characters, I will read most of them out for you. You're gonna have to forgive my bad English, so. Chapter 1, The Meager. Another Wayne was struck last night on its way to Egros. The Corpse Brigade again? I wonder where all this leads, Delita. What do you make of this? I'm not sure. I have my guesses, but I'm listening. I think Duke Larg is coming to Garland? Duke Larg. Why? Not just the Duke, the Marquez Eldor D. Limberry too. That's the first I've heard of it. This has not the sound of a state visit. All of Ivalis is in turmoil. The Order's supposed to be keeping things under control, but the fact is, they number too few. And they mean to bolster their numbers with us? Alright everybody, form up. The Order of the Northern Sky has an assignment for its Knights Apprentice. As I'm sure you're already aware, the number of brigades roaming Galleon is on the rise. Among them, the Corpse Brigade, a seditious lot with a grudge against the crown rogues, such as they must be dealt with. The Order has been commanded to undertake an operation to eliminate the brigade, an operation of grand scale. We will not be acting alone. The Order will be joined by, among others, His Excellency Duke Larg's Royal Guard, stationed at Egros. This will leave Egros Castle undermanned. Your task will be to proceed there and support us from the rear by bolstering its defenses. The time to take up arms is upon you, young apprentices. We've just received word the band of thieves, routed by our knights, flees here to Garland, seeking refuge. We will move to stop them and finish the tasks of our brothers. You, young apprentices, will accompany us. This is but a squall before the storm of battle. Prepare yourselves at once. Dismissed. what have we here? We Muppets. It is our luck's went and turned for the better. Alright, lads. Cut through these and we're good as fled. We'll make quick work of them and don't be leaving no squealers behind neither. Another thing to note, this is the PSP version, because there are two versions of this game. There is the original Final Fantasy Tactics. There it is for PlayStation 1 originally, I believe. It's pretty similar, pretty much the same. There's a few extra jobs added into the PSP version. Also animated cutscenes like you've seen earlier. The cutscenes are actually play and they talk as well. So those are pretty nice. Other than that, game's pretty much the same. There's a little bit of text difference throughout the entire game. They speak a little bit more Old English, if you can say that. Careful. I forgot the name of the real character, but careful, Sir Grimm. Remember, the well-aimed thrust pierces the mail. Don't patronize me, Delita. We Beowulfs know our way around a battlefield. I really don't know how to pronounce that. Beowulfs? Beowulfs? It's their last name. It's their noble line. Heir to the noble house Beowulf. I'd wager, looks like we have ourselves some apprentices from the academy. Well, highborn Muppets. It is still Muppets. Lay down your arms or die clutching them. None will mourn your passing. And you mean to make us do that, then? You are in far over your little heads. I don't have control of this character. A lot of the game you're gonna not have control of at least one character throughout the entirety. Other than that, you control, of course, all the units that you put in. So I don't really have control of what he does and what he's doing, but it should be okay. He doesn't die. The rest of your squad can die, and unfortunately, we probably will see some casualties in this because without farming experience or job points, it's going to be quite difficult. And we'll get into more of the tactics and what each job does as we go through. Just gonna place him here. Everyone starts off as a basic squire. They have all the basic attacks. Ooh, Delita does a lot of damage. He's definitely gonna back up or get healed by this chemist. So chemists are these guys right here. They can throw items. That's their special ability. They're able to throw items and wield guns. Guns don't unlock until I think the second or third chapter, but they are very useful when you get a hold of them. There's only two classes, well, three classes if you count a special character, but there's only two classes normally that can actually use guns, so they're extremely valuable. Nice crit. So the way things kind of work in this game is everyone has speed. kind of go ahead and show that off here. Everyone has speed, which is right here. You can see the 6 speed. Everything will increase over time when you gain levels, aside for your movement and your jump. And it kind of is exactly what it sounds like. A movement is how many squares you can move left, right, forward, back, and jump is how many tiles that you can jump upward. So if there's a height, like up a building or something, you can maybe jump up the building if you have enough jump. Things like that are it's pretty simple, pretty easy going. Attack is how much melee damage that you're gonna have with actual physical weapons. This right here is your magic, so your magic attack stat is gonna be right here. She has a little bit higher magic damage if she were to be a mage. And these would be evasions with particular items. I'm actually not 100% sure on these ones right here. I do know that using a shield you will get more evasion, and evasion comes into factor actually pretty soon once you start being able to switch jobs into knights and stuff. Those are, you'll be able to dodge and actually block attacks, because the way things work is if you're attacking a character front forward, front facing, they'll have of course a chance to dodge your attack or block it. He's gonna go for the, no, he's going for Delita, huh? Okay. Normally they don't go for the AIs. They like to take out the healers first. They're pretty good about doing that. I'm sorry if things are a little harder to see. I don't really control the camera, not until I'm actually in game, so I'll do my best to try to make the best of what we have here. And it looks like I can reach this guy right here, so we should be able to get back behind him. So we only do 12 to him. It's okay, we're gonna go ahead and perform that. As you see, every time you do an action of some sort, you get experience and job points. That's the main way of actually leveling and progressing your character, is by just doing stuff in the game. If you wait, your turn will come up faster, and you'll be able to take a turn before maybe other people. It's actually pretty useful, and it will be a huge factor in this game, to be able to actually wait out your turns to bide time if need be, because sometimes you don't want to be super aggressive because it can get you killed. But again, if your character doesn't hit anybody or doesn't do anything on the field, they won't gain any experience or job points. That's also the downfall of this. So like, some of these characters probably won't receive a whole lot of experience or JP if they don't actually participate. Like, these two squires here don't really seem like they're gonna be able to get into attack just yet, so they're not gaining anything out of this battle just yet. He's gonna go back to the corner. Yep. He didn't push far enough for me to actually do anything with that. So we're gonna go ahead and take care of this guy. Finishing kills nets you more experience in total. So that one right there gave me 20 experience, and it takes 100 experience to level up once. But like you saw in the rules, I'm not gonna XP grind or JP grind. I'm just gonna try to finish every battle as quick as possible, the best way as possible, because I don't want to over level, and I also want to make this more of a challenge. So playing like that's gonna make it way more of a challenge. The game honestly is pretty difficult on its own, so playing like this is gonna be quite a challenge for me. The chemist pushed up. He's actually gonna attack. Oh wow, doesn't even have a weapon. A couple of things to note is that if there's items or anything on the floor, as you can see, we'll go ahead and just stop right here. As you can see, the 2 and the 3 right here, kind of hard to see because it's just my mouse hovering over. But around these 2 right here, after 2 turns, these characters will completely die. They will turn into either crystals or treasure chests, and if they do, you can pick those up. If they have skills that you don't have, you can actually learn skills from them, from their crystals, and also get their items that they have equipped. So sometimes you might see me try to get some items like that. It just really depends. There's not a whole lot of items that are necessary to get like that, but there are a few that are special drops that you won't be able to get anywhere else. And getting your hands on those would be quite nice. So just give me 1 second. Music is pretty bopping. I love the soundtrack on this game. It's actually not terrible at all. There's not much we can do just because he's in a kind of an awkward position. There's not really anywhere that we can hit him, so we're just gonna hit him and move back so that someone else can probably get an attack in. I'm just gonna move her right here. We're just gonna wait that out and let the leader go for the hit, because he probably hits much harder than most of my other team does. Like I said, they turn into treasure chests, and that one gave me a dagger, not bad. It's actually not great, but we get what we get. We can't really complain. It's still early. Still the first 2 battles. We haven't really done anything just yet, so we'll get there. That's some of the, that's also things that you have to keep an eye out for in a game like this, is that you have to really make sure that you place your units where you want them, because it is sometimes difficult to be able to get an attack off. Honest work would see them die old in bed, yet they choose instead this early grave. Why persist in such folly? That's the clear battle. Mithril Knife, Phoenix down, potion. Okay, so now we get our first look at the home screen. When a city or castle selecting is its symbol and pressing X will open a menu displaying the various establishments at the location. If you are unsure of a particular menu option, press select to view more information about it. Press triangle while you're on the world map, opens the main menu, which you can access your party roster or save the game. The game's various tutorials can be accessed from the main menu. These tutorials provide in-depth explanations on various aspects of the game. Consult them if you have questions about how to play the game. So this is Ivolus. This is the country in which we do all of the game in, of course. This map will open up significantly throughout the entirety, but now that we have access to our first controls and the abilities, this is a team roster. This is who you're gonna have with you for the majority. Well, I mean, you can change these guys. They will die. You will get new ones. So, but this is how you're gonna control most of your stuff. And so we're gonna go ahead and just see what we can learn, if we can learn any abilities just yet. And we're gonna go ahead and just pick up Tailwind. Tailwind's an extremely useful ability for the Squire. And another rule that I set upon myself is that I can't change jobs until I'm completely maxed out in the job. Each job gets up to level 8, and of course it takes job points to level the job. Job points are what you use to buy all of the abilities that they can do, and you don't fully max it out until you've bought each one of them. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick with my Squire class until I max it out. The only problem with Squire is that you can't really fully max it out until chapter 3 or chapter 4, because there's a spell that you cannot get unless it's kind of a cheesy tactic. You have to be hit by the spell to learn it, so you don't get that option until like chapter 3. So we'll be able to switch Squire, just Squire though. I think it's the only job in the game that has a secret hidden ability. So we're gonna go ahead and max this out first. We'll stay with Squire. Things to note too is that your team, you'll also get job points from your own team members from their jobs. Say that I'm a Squire, but this guy, we can change his job. We can change him to a knight. If he is on the battlefield and participating in the fight with you, you will also gain a slight amount of knight experience, and so on and so forth. So if he was an archer, you'd get archer experience. It's not a lot, but it is things to know. You do kind of gain experience from each job as long as you have them open. So we're gonna go ahead and leave most of them as Squires, because Squires have a couple abilities that you want to go ahead and pick up early. Barbara, well, I won't read this one for you. We'll go ahead and let you guys. What news of the war? Order has struck a great blow. Limberry is ours once more. We will be able to recall our forces in Zeltania anew. All goes as planned, Lord Father. Be not troubled. The envoy dispatched to Advocate Lenario has returned. He has agreed to your proposal, Lord Father. Good, very good. Then the war will die with me. Father? There now, Alma. Do you want my last memory to be do you want my last memory to be of your tears? Where is that Sir Grim? He should be here at your side. Dysa Dark, Zalbag, you are dear to me, but Sir Grim is no less so. Though he be not the issue of the womb that bore you, my son's still my blood courses his veins. Watch after him. Yeah, there's quite a bit of typos. Older game though. Lord Father. You forget yourself, Sir Grim. You have come. Good. Let me look once more on your face. How long has it been? You've grown into a fine young man. I would hear of your studies. You've been at the academy since spring, is it? Hear me, Sir Grim. For generations we Beowulfs have stood foremost of those who serve the crown. Ours is the soul of the knight. Become a knight worthy of your name. Tolerate no injustice. Stray not from the true path. You will know the path you must walk. I will not fail you, Father. Your friend Delita, he is a good boy. He is low-born, but he can serve you well. I've made arrangements for him to enter the academy. You should have seen the look on the headmaster's face. In the years ahead of you will need someone whom you can trust. You could do far worse than Delita. Take care of your sister. And show these brothers of yours what it is to be a knight. So here comes one of the first really a little bit more difficult engagements in the game. I'm gonna pull him out because it's not the one I used. Oh no, it is the one I used. Okay. Go Chloe then. It's also one of the first choices in the game that make a difference in what your character does. You have to make a choice, and it affects some stats. Looks like this one's still alive. What do we do with him? What do you think we do with him? Right then, your luck's run out, knave. If you've ever had any. Blast one of the Order's patrols. The Corpse Brigade. They have a hostage in their midst. Our first choice of the game. So we could go with choice 1, which makes the fight significantly easier. you do not have to actually save the person that's in the battle, but you also lose bravery, which bravery is kind of a weird stat that doesn't really change throughout the game. It only changes by things like this. In certain situations, bravery will affect how much damage you do physically, and it's actually kind of important to have a decent stat in that. And a couple of actions in the game will increase it or decrease it depending on what you choose. Option number 2 is we rescue the captive, which makes the fight significantly harder. We have to actually keep him from dying just completely, like he can't get knocked off, like knocked out. So this one's gonna be the harder choice, but it increases your bravery by 10, which is extremely good for the later game. So we're gonna go ahead and do this one. It's also the harder choice, so we'll make it harder. We must rescue their captive. To do less would be unbecoming of the men of the order. So now it changes the rules of the battle. We must save Argoth. Or Argoth. So this one's pretty tricky. Reinforcements and none too soon. So this can go either way. The AI likes to do a lot of random stuff. He can die right here, right now, if he just gets surrounded, or they get crits on him, which would be completely super unlucky. But he can die within the first couple of turns, and you have to restart this battle over again, which is very unfortunate. He also is like hyper aggressive and really likes to attack units. So instead of backing off and retreating toward your team, he will go for the attack, and it kind of puts him in a bad situation. So the best thing we can do is just rush to him, try to get our units as close as possible to him. And that skill Tailwind that we bought earlier, that's gonna come into play now. It boosts your speed by 1 point each time that you use it. It's extremely valuable. You also get experience and job points for using it. So most of the turns that I won't be able to actually hit anybody, I will be using that to gain experience and gain job points for my class. And it also increased my speed. The higher speed you have, the more likely you are to double turn people and just get more turns in general. So it's going to be important that we stack as much speed as possible. We got a good AI this time. He actually went back toward the team, which is extremely good. We're gonna go ahead and potion him because he's actually pretty useful. And that gives the chemist a job level, which is really nice. And I'll kind of leave it up to you guys and what you really want. The rules of changing jobs. Do you want that to apply to every character, or just the main character with you, the main character that you play as throughout the story? So I won't be able to reach anybody. We're just gonna Tailwind and then move. This move can actually be used on anybody that's in range, so I can actually speed up another one of my units if need be. We're just gonna go ahead and back up back here. But yeah, let me know. Let me know if you want me to apply it to all units, because I can definitely do that. It'll be a lot harder, but it can be done. no stone. They're all throwing rocks at me. There we go. We should be able to get the first few hits in now. This guy's dead. This will be a full playthrough too as well. I don't know how many parts it's gonna be, but we will, however many parts it takes to finish the game. Speed also has a slight increase in damage too. I don't know how much it affects the damage. I know that it affects the damage quite heavily with characters that kind of scale on speed, so like ninjas or like thieves. The higher your speed, the more damage you do. But for most other jobs, speed is not that big of a factor, so it's not necessarily gonna like make everything overpowered. He should be able to finish this guy. He does quite a bit of damage, my lord. Ooh. That's my character down. And he doesn't know Phoenix down yet, so we're just gonna go ahead and wait him here again. That was a good move. I won't be able to hit him from the left side, and then the Chemist just took a turn, but I should be able to end him right here. Another down. So I don't know if I'm going to be using creatures a whole lot in this playthrough. We might. I probably will use a chocobo or two. I'll probably breed them and try to get a black chocobo or a red chocobo. They're extremely useful. But other than that, I don't think I see myself using too many other units. Or like other creature units, should I say. He's gonna finish off this guy. And that leaves only the two left. We might lose a unit here. We're gonna go to the front of him so that Delita can actually do some damage on his turn. We'll eat the counter. That kind of hurt. Nice. We'll go to the side of him and try to get some damage off. Because my speed's a little bit higher, I actually took a turn before before Argoth. Okay. Oof. We might lose a character. Yeah, I think we do here. Oh, no. That's quite lucky. Finish finish him off and end the battle. My bad, my bad. The Marquez Elmdor. Elmdor was here. The very same, and to whom do I owe my gratitude? We are knights of the apprentice of the academy at Garland. We have been able to help you. We may be able to help you, but first I would hear more. My name is Argoth, the knight of His Excellency, the Marquez Elmdor household. A knight, you say? Well, truth be told, I'm a knight apprentice, as are you, if I'm not far mistaken. A fellow knight in training, then I am Sir Grimm, and this is Delita Harial, my trusted friend. Boulevard. You're not of the Boulevards of the Order of the Northern Sky, are you? What fantastic luck. A blessing in the midst of disaster. The Order can help me rescue the Marquez. It must. The Marquis is held captive. They took him hostage, yes, but he still lives. We must act quickly if he is to remain so. Should he be killed, I will lose everything. You simply must help me, please. I beg you. Calm yourself. Who's to say your Marquis is to be killed anyway? The Corpse Brigade would not take a man's alive, save there were value in keeping him so. Of that you can be sure. There's little the three of us can do to help in any case. If the Marquis was taken hostage, Egros will be in an uproar. You can be sure of that too. Then before all else, we will report to Egros. Are we agreed? Agreed. We'll start there. Alright. Let's do a little bit of party management. Do a little bit of leveling here. I don't think I can really get anything worth. Nothing so far. We'll go ahead and see what our others can get. Seems down for sure. So we're gonna go ahead and take his sword and his boots, because he of course comes with a better sword than we have. We'll give him back a sword, but he's not getting his boots or his normal sword back. off to Egros. I hear you were decorated for your first victory, Sir Grim. They sing your praise from on high. You do honor to our name, my brother, and to me. I am glad. Oh, you would not seem it. I am. Forgive me. Your words do me far more honor than I have done you. No doubt word has already reached you, but the Marquez carriage was waylaid and Marquise taken. What have you a mind to do? I have already asked Zelbeck to dispatch a squad in pursuit. These brigades must eventually come forth to demand ransom, that is, assuming the Marquise yet lives. I beg of you, Lord, lend me 100 men that I might hunt the Whoresons down. Please, my lord, grant me means to avenge my fallen friends. Mayhaps your ears fail you. I said that a squad is to be dispatched. You are not a man of Gallowing. Leave her affairs to those of us who are. But my lord, do not assume to beg favors of me. Let me remind you, Argoth, lest you forget your place. You are but another sword, not yet even knighted. The two of you will remain here at Egros and serve among the castle's guard. You needn't worry, danger is not like to visit these walls. My own house was once respected as highly as House Beowulf. At least until my grandfather was captured during the war. He turned traitor, thinking to buy his freedom with the lives of his friends. But his freedom scarce outlived his honor. He was not a dozen paces out of their gate when the dagger found his back. Killed by some common squire, no more a knight than I. One of the men he betrayed later escaped and spread the word of his misdeeds. My lord father would have none of it, of course, but he was the only one. Our bannerman deserted us, our reputation ruined. I suppose I had best remember my place. Your lord brother has no reason to lend ear to pleas from the likes of me. Titra, Alma, Zalbag. Sir Grim, you've come home. It's been some time, hasn't it, Zalbag? I heard about Garland. They saw you made short work of the brigades. Now you're truly the right to call yourself a Beowulf. Father would be proud. Thank you, Lord Brother. You certainly haven't changed. Gods forbid you show a bit of cheer on being praised. And you, Delita, do not think word of your deeds escape our ears. Your sister's been full of pride. I quite feared she might burst. Worry not. My seams have held. I'm glad to see you're looking so well, Delita. And I you. Have you settled in at school? Yes, the others have been quite kind to me. Would that we could speak at greater leisure, but there are duties that require my attendance. Rogues do not catch themselves. I understand. Good luck. We received note of ransom from the Corpse Brigade. Something about it sits unwell with me. There are anarchists, to be sure, bent on bringing down the aristocracy, but they fancy themselves righteous and prey only on nobility and those in our employ. Would such as they truly kidnap the Marquise for want of coin? Why wouldn't they? They're not but common footpads. One of the men I planted among them has not returned. I worry he may have been caught up in something serious. But there are those who do not think some mere spy worth a search party's efforts. Where was he last known to be? A merchant city named Dorder in the eastern Gallowine. Guarding a castle grows dreadfully dull, wouldn't you agree? Forgive us, Tetra. It seems we must be leaving sooner than we had planned. Don't worry about me. Just take care of yourself. I will. Mind your studies. I'll be back before you even noticed I'm gone. Let's be on our way. Teacher puts on a brave face, but the truth is not honored honeyed as her words. What do you mean? She has a hard time of it at school. The others tease her for being lowborn. Forgive me, I shouldn't have said anything. I'm sure you have your worries enough of your own. Teacher will be alright. I'm here to look after her. Then there is not to worry about. But mind your own limits. You can't be responsible for everything. Says the brother who never fails to do any and all that is expected of him. Don't lose sight of yourself, Sergen. You needn't let your life be ruled by the fact that you were born. Now you're starting to sound like mother. Alright, I think that's a good place to end. We're about an hour in, guys, and the next time we're come back, we will be doing the merchant, the siege Weald, and the merchant city of Dorder. We'll go a little further than that, of course, but I hope you guys enjoyed the first episode, and I will see you guys on the next one.